Hello everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review on the all-new HARDEN Volume 7. So let's go. Guys, before we start with the performance review, I would just like to remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet, because I've been viewing the analytics, a lot of you who are watching hasn't been subscribed to my channel, so please subscribe and of course like this video afterwards. It will surely help out this channel. Right in front of me is the lipstick basketball sneaker. That's what I call it because I've seen my photos with them. It looks like a lipstick. Let me know if you agree or not, but for me it looks like that. And don't think that it's a bad thing. I think it's actually a very nice thing. I don't wear lipstick, but in terms of aesthetics, I actually like the aesthetics of this one. My first favorite out of all the Hardens is of course the Volume 1. And this I think is next to that in terms of aesthetics because it looks more fashion forward instead of just looking just like an ordinary basketball sneaker that has a lot of tech. But this one's design is more out of the box design. They thought out of the box, that's what I meant. And this one, and there's a lot of colorways that came out, the yellow ones and the black and white, which is really dope. I think those, you can rock them off court too. And even this one looks like a Yeezy basketball sneaker. Just wear a full-on red tracksuit with this one and you're good to go. It looks very fashionable. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me with that or not. But let's talk about the sneakers in terms of performance. Of course, let's start off first with the upper of the Volume 7. The Volume 7 is a huge step from the Volume 6 in terms of materials and aesthetics, like I said, and I like this. This gives a vibe of the Volume 1s, which has this shroud similar to the Volume 1s, and it's not connected to the underlining material, which is like a parka jacket. It's like a sweater. It's heavily padded, and at the bottom is a mesh, which is thinner, as you can see here. And it's made out of black. It's like a neoprene material right below there, but on the mid part of the sneaker is like a parka jacket, which has very thick foam all around. And one downside of this one, especially here in the tropical country like mine, is it's really hot around your foot. But if you're just playing it for a game, a serious game, or playing indoor or air conditioned, it will be okay. But watch out for that if you're playing in a very hot gym. This will really contain sweat and trap sweat inside the sneaker, and that's one thing to consider. If you don't like sweaty feet, you should stay out of this because this is really warm around your foot. But the materials here on the side gives a very nice lateral support in the sneaker, and even on the middle side, it's very comfortable around your foot. And when you lace it up, just need to pull. You can see the material hugs your foot really nicely. So the fit of the HARDEN Volume 7 is really good. I like how it feels around my foot. It really hugs my foot really well. Plus, it's very comfortable. The lateral support is even nice on the material. It doesn't stretch. Plus, this rubber cover that covers the light strike foam also goes up a lot and really contains your foot when you're doing lateral cuts or lateral moves or side steps. So this really contains your foot very well when you're doing those types of movement. Now, as for the inner material, it is a one booty upper. It has this like ankle collar that is very stretchable, this material. So it's kind of hard at first to wear it because there's no pull tab here in front, but there's a pull tab at the back. So just need to open this up, then it will feel really nice around your foot. It's very cozy. Plus the Achilles pillows is very present here at the back of the sneaker, very well padded, It hugs your ankle really well. Heel containment lockdown on the Harden Volume 7 is really nice. So the padding is coming mainly from this part, this layer around the ankle. Then the outer foamy heel, which really hugs your foot really well, especially when you lace it up really nicely and properly. The ankle containment, heel lockdown is really nice on the Harden Volume 7. Plus, this plastic piece also goes up and kind of protects your ankle a bit. There's an inner heel TPU counter for extra heel containment and lockdown. I especially like the detail around here, these 3 stripes. Very similar to one of the Rose signature basketball sneaker. I forgot which one. I think it's the 2 or the 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 3-stripe branding on this one is really, really nice. It's very subtle. And even on the lateral and middle part, you thought it's just stripes here, but it's actually 3 stripes, 1, 2, and 3. And now moving on to the cushion part of the Harden Volume 7, which is kind of different from the Volume 6. The Volume 6, I kind of like it because you can really feel the boost on the Volume 6 from the forefoot and heel, but it lacks that impact protection because almost all Hardens are very low to the ground. They all have very thin slab of foam. Usually it's boost, but they kind of change it up here in the Volume 7. In the forefoot, what they use is the Light Strike. I don't think this is the Light Strike Pro, but this is Light Strike in the forefoot, and it feels really nice around the forefoot. The main difference between the feeling of the 6 and the 7 is Light Strike foam feels more plush, plus it kind of gives a bit more bounce back in the forefoot comparing to the Volume 6, which uses just boost. On the boost of the forefoot of the Volume 6, I felt just a little bit of bounce there, but overall very responsive. Similar to the Volume 7, it's very responsive. Plus this TPU caging on the Light Strike foam on the lateral part is kind of soft, so it allows the Light Strike to expand a bit. And even on the medial side, you can feel the exposed Light Strike being very soft, very plush. Plus it kind of gives a bit of spring back, and I think this carbon fiber plate here also helps out in the activation of the Light Strike foam, giving foam a little bit more bounce when you bend your foot. So I think they really made a good step here in terms of cushion, but hopefully Adidas will find another cushion formula that will, or foam formula that will give a lot of bounce, very similar to the leaning boom foam. Hopefully they make some kind of foam like that that's really, really bouncy, even though it's a very thin slab of foam. Hopefully Adidas will innovate another new foam in the near future, because they have been using the same kind of foam in their recent basketball sneaker, and hopefully they'll come up with a new one. As for impact protection, this is another thing that I like about the Volume 7, which I really like on the Trae Youngs, because the Trae Youngs has also this kind of cushion setup, Light Strike in the forefoot, then boost on the heel, and the boost here is more on the plush side. You can really feel the impact protection that it gives you around the heel. It's exposed here in the medial side, and even on the bottom part there's some exposed area. I think that really helps out in the expanding of the boost cushion around the heel part of the sneaker. And when you're stepping with this one, you could feel the impact protection a bit more compared to the Volume 6, which is kind of lacking in that department. So overall, the cushion on the Volume 7 is, I think, a very nice balance of responsiveness, court feel, and a little bit of bounce in the forefoot, and a very nice impact protection around the heel. And of course, the carbon fiber plate really helps out in activating the cushion of the Volume 7s. So good job on Adidas on the foam of the Volume 7s, or the cushion of the Volume 7s. I think it's by far their latest or better cushion setup compared to the other Adidas models, which was kind of the same with their previous ones. This one feels a little bit more better, an improvement from the other basketball sneakers from Adidas. One more thing that I really like on the Volume 7s is the traction on the Volume 7s, which is a no gimmick herringbone pattern with some different directions on this black part. So the herringbone is kind of facing a little bit different compared to the direction of the pattern on the red part, which I think is really nice. The rubber material that they use here is thick, but it's not that hard, so that's why when I was playing with this on a dusty floor, it was sticking really good, and you just need to wipe it every now and then. But the traction on the Volume 7 is one of most dependable, or the more dependable traction from Adidas recently. Even on a clean and dusty floor, this grips really nicely. And as for outdoor use, I think you can use this outdoors, but remember that the rubber material is kind of soft, but the compound is thick. But watch out for that. But I think it's okay to be used outdoors, but take note that the cushion is really thin, so there's not much impact protection around the forefoot because it's very low to the ground or close to the ground, so watch out for that. Plus, the upper is really hot, so if you're under the sun, I mean, it's not recommendable. So I would suggest this to be used indoor. That's what I would recommend you. Heel to toe transition, there's a very nice curve in the forefoot, and like for stability wise, it's nicely wide in the forefoot. As you can see from the top view, the cushion goes up a bit. There's no lateral outrigger protruding, but the foam is on a degree or an angle that will give you stability to the sneaker, and usually the Hardens are known for. It's a very well balanced sneaker. It's very easy to plant your foot for a jump shot because that's how James Harden plays. He wants to be balanced quickly. So for his step back, and because it's a very hefty guard, one of the heftier guards that is in the NBA right now. So he wants to get his balance quicker. So this is one of the sneakers that if you're a shooter who likes to do a lot of step backs, this will give you your balance quicker than other basketball sneakers. As for the weight of this one, this is a US 10.5, so sizing wise, if you're a regular footer like me, go half a size down. So this one is for US 10.5, it's 480, so kind of heavy compared to the other basketball sneakers that are out now in the market, but when you're playing with them, it doesn't feel that heavy. So 480, I would say pretty on the average. The fit of this one really helps because it really fits nicely on your foot. One of the better fitting basketball sneaker that's out now in the market. So you don't feel that heavy around your foot. And I think this is an upgrade from the Volume 6, in my opinion. This is priced at 140 US dollars or 7,500 pesos here in the Philippines. So just one thing that I don't like about is the suede material here. Look how it got scratched, but that's how it really is. If you're playing really competitive basketball, you will scratch your basketball sneaker once in a while. And that's pretty normal if you're really using your sneakers for playing basketball. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Harden Volume 7 in this lipstick colorway. Hit me a comment down below. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.